It missed estimates. $1.05, $1.08 is what analysts had been anticipating. Revenue coming in a little bit ahead. The company saying it sees about $4 billion worth of stock repurchases completed over the course of next year. It is also talking about its forecast for the first quarter. $1.10 to $1.20 is the forecast for the company's first quarter. Just looking here, it looks like that is short of what analysts had anticipated. So potentially some negative news here for Qualcomm. And check it out, we've got some other stuff coming out too. You want me to keep on going?
It depends.
You mind it? Oh, is Corey Johnson joining us? Okay, Corey Johnson,
Corey's
digging through.
happy to join you. Yes,
We're always happy to see you. Take it away.
Well, yeah, so the Qualcomm number is interesting, right? I mean, look at the macro picture here, where you've got Qualcomm as the dominant provider of chips for the cell phone business, and you see them on the top line doing okay, but the bottom line not. And the guidance for the next quarter, I think, is what people are really going to be looking at here when they're talking about $1.10 next quarter. The same quarter last year, they did $1.26. So then you want to compare that to street expectations, which some people like to do, and people are hoping for $1.28. That's well below what the expectations were, and indeed well below what they did a year ago. So this business of selling chips into mobile phones has seen tremendous growth, but one wonders how much more of that growth there is in this business, as a lot of the growth is going to come in cheaper phones, which is going to mean cheaper chips and less profit margin.
All right. We've got Mondelez also. As we said, we've got a ton of numbers crossing right now. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, is it me, or is it? Sometimes it's impossible to feign interest in companies like Qualcomm, and I don't want Corey to be offended by that. But
really, how can you say that to me?
I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but it's just
Qualcomm's
this kind of business. I realize it's an enormous company. I realize it's a huge growth opportunity. I know it's all about mobile, but chips, I just can't get into it.
Yeah,
well, I think one of the things I think that's actually interesting right now is sort of the market cap race between Qualcomm and Intel. Qualcomm has quietly become second, or occasionally the largest market cap semiconductor company in the world, and this is a company that fundamentally doesn't do a lot of its own manufacturing, had a very different model than Intel. And you watch Intel's struggles trying to come up with a solution in mobile, and you watch Qualcomm's market cap success, not as much on the revenue side as market cap, and in their ability to actually get bigger than Intel. I find that race very interesting.
It's so amazing to see old tech versus new tech.
I'm boring you.
It's so amazing to see old tech versus new tech, right? I mean, this is out there on the creative coast, both Intel and Qualcomm, and yet I think of this stuff as really just, I don't know, a utility or a commodity rather than the kind of thing that they're coming up with nowadays.
It's a commodity.
Yes, of course.